Hello folks.
I go to war, I'll fight for you. Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything, your blue sky. I go to war, I'll fight. Damn right.
Today I'm sat on the floor. I was too lazy to put my tripod up, so I'm sat in front of a window on the floor, so if the light looks a bit weird, that's why. For those who haven't met me before, hi, my name's Alice, great to meet you. I have purple hair. This is my first video with purple hair. By the time you see this, I probably might not be purple. And today's video, I've been doing a lot of vlogs recently because that's kind of all my brain has the capacity to do. I'm going to do a wrap up of, ironically enough, not the books I've read recently, but all the books I read in July. Because I started a law masters, so I haven't really had time. I haven't been prioritising time to read for fun because I'm doing so much reading every single damn day that when I have a break I'm like, just give me TV because I can't ingest anymore, like I can't take it anymore. And so I'm gonna tell you about all the books that I just didn't tell you about basically in summer, way back when. Here. Yeah, I just wanted to film a sit down video and I really don't have anything else to film right now. If anyone does have any questions about videos they want me to film or like questions about law masters that you want me to answer, then that'd be great because I can definitely do those. I just probably need a bit of direction. Here we go. Funny thing is, I really don't remember much about any of these books. That's quite bad. The first book that I finished apparently on the 9th, yeah, on the 9th of July. You know what? Studying's not going well today. I did like an hour and a bit, maybe in the morning, an hour and a half, and then afterwards I've just been so distracted. So I was like, you know what? Whilst I'm distracted, I'm gonna do something with that distracted energy rather than just sit on my phone. So I filmed a Harry Potter outfits TikTok, and I'm gonna film this video. This is one of the outfits. I stole this shirt from my sister, and it was our dad's, and here is the trousers. George Weasley. Here, like look, pay attention. And for Fred I had like a yellow shirt. Oh, it was great. Anyway, that's very much besides the point. Yes. So I read this, which is a revision book for criminal law, and I read this before I started the module because I was like, that way when they start saying words to me, maybe I will have heard them before. I can't tell you whether it's helped so far, but I read this, and now that I have studied the module, well, I'm studying the module of criminal law, it is actually very useful just to like when someone mentions a case name and I'm like, Christ, I know that I will have read that case, but I've just read so many things that they all merge into one. This is very good to like flip to the case. They'll give like maybe a little like summary of it and you're like, oh great, that's the case on this. So I read this. The next book that I read, oh yeah, okay. I gave this 5 stars and this is Dawn Study. So this is the final book in the Poison Study, I don't know what the actual series name is. Yeah, Poison Study series. So the way this works is there's 9 books in total and they're all kind of like in groups of 3. And this is obviously the final one, brings everything together, and people don't talk about this series and it really bugs me because like as far as like young adult fantasy books go, this is really great. And my favourite characters possibly are Ari and Janko. I love them. They're like the classic dynamic duo, funny, like Ari's kind of like the dad figure, and then just in terms of Janko does stupid stuff all the time and Ari's the one that's like, you're giving me a headache. And obviously I can't really tell you anything about this book because it's the 9th book, but the first book is called Poison Study and it's about this girl called Yelena who goes and is the poison tester for the king. And oh yeah, I can't, this is like set in a completely fantasy world, magic, but you're not meant to have magic. If you have magic you get executed. There's like 2 parts of the country. There's Ixia and Sitia, is that what it's called? There's got to be a map at the front. If there's not a map, they've definitely done. Are you kidding me? No. How is there? We have a map, nobody panic. here, not that you can see that. The Ixia is very like, everything's orderly, everyone has like a job, a rank, a purpose, no magic. And then Sitia is more divided into like clans, and you can have magic there. Yeah, sorry, that I had a full-on panic. I was like, you can't have a fantasy book without a map. It's just wrong, you can't do it. These books do bring me so much joy. I love reading about like powerful, strong women, like assassins, like fighting and like pew pew pew. It's great, I love it. It really, I read it and I'm like, why aren't I in the army? For obvious reasons. Yes, this is great. I would say that Ari and Janka are like some of my comfort characters, and I really should read more. Like, I should reread them again because I feel like I don't give these characters enough love and attention. The love and attention that they deserve. I gave that 5 stars and I finished that on the 18th of July. And then next, I remember this one. I read The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. This is such a great book if you just want some kind of like very easy contemporary read, like just the kind of thing that like should, this is not blasphemy to her, but like should be on Wattpad but is in a book, you know, like so predictable, but that's why you get it. Like you buy it because you want the like angsty teen romance of like, oh, it's great. This girl Gia, her boyfriend dumps her right before prom, and she literally finds, and like none of her friends believed that this guy Bradley existed because they'd never seen him, and he like went to college, and she was in high school, and she sees this guy sitting in the parking lot, the car park, and she's like, just pretend to be my date. And so he like runs back to wherever he lives, gets a suit on, comes back. It's like, hi, I'm my boyfriend Bradley. It's so much drama, like you're gonna get found out, like, and then she then owes him a date, so then I think it's his like ex-girlfriend's birthday thing or something like that, and he's like, okay, you owe me, so you can pretend to be my girlfriend for this, which I love those kind of tropes. Like I think it would be so fun to pretend to be someone's girlfriend for an event, like at a wedding, just like pretending to be, I think it would be hilarious. But obviously the issue with this is like her friendship group are all kind of, some of them are a bit bitchy and they just like don't believe her, so they try and like find her out. So obviously there's like all the drama that ensues from that. But honestly, if anybody needs me to be like a fill-in girlfriend, I think it would be absolute jokes. Obviously I kind of do need to know you, otherwise stranger danger. Yes, and then I read Ever the Hunt. Jesus Christ. Ever the Hunted. I love this cover. I've had like a thing for this cover for and what did I give this? I gave this 3 out of 5 stars because I feel like the more books that I read, the less willing I am to give the ratings, because it then takes a lot more to like pull me in. And I think especially because I now do have certain like comfort characters and book series that like I want to reread because I love them so much, like the Sarah J Maas books. I've like reread some of them recently. Have I put them in? Did I write them in? Yes you did, Alice, yes you did. And like Percy Jackson books and like a couple of others, so that when I read new books they really have to like do something great for me to be enamoured by them. And this was really good, but it's about this girl called Britta, and her dad is the bounty hunter for the king, right? Whatever they tell you on the blurb, I feel like I'm allowed to tell you and I'm not spoiling. Her dad dies immediately. I don't even think we meet him, like he's just dead. And the only friend that she's ever known, what the frick is his name? Cohen. Where have I heard that name before? I've heard it from sociology class. Was like the apprentice, so he was going to be the like next bounty hunter, and he's like disappeared, and she's poor and in mourning, about to lose her house and and this whole thing happens, and she has to go and like try and find Cohen again, but not for good reasons. And they try and phrase it as some kind of like they have a weird connection, and like he would never want to be with her, but like she always wanted to be with him, and like, but like the kind of vibes where you're reading it and you're like, we're 1 sentence deep and I know that he obviously will have feelings for you, like I know that you're just being really like angsty and like insecure, and like this is pure hypocrisy like exuding from me right now, because I would do exactly the same thing. But I don't know, I was just like, girl, quit it, like You know when you read something in the book and you're like he looks like he thought I was attractive, but like I must be seeing things. But the thing is, yes, that happens so much. Like so much in life you're like, am I like, are we just friends? Like, did I read that wrong? But for some reason, no offense to the author, but it just bugged me the way that it happened in this sometimes. Like, you'd be reading it like, oh my god, open your eyes. But I did enjoy the storyline. I don't think I'll be buying the next one, but like I am glad I read it. It was a good book, so I gave it 3, you know, average. And then I reread Milk and Honey by Rupi, I never know how to say her second name. Cool. On the back it says, this is the journey of surviving through poetry. This is the blood, sweat, tears of 21 years. This is my heart in your hands. This is the hurting, the loving, the breaking, the healing. So those last 4 are the different sections of this book. And I have a habit of dog-earing my pages. Don't come at me, I do all the time. For things that like stand out to me and stuff. And, okay, I'll read the one that I just randomly flipped to. Lovely little illustration of mountains there. Page 179 if anyone wants to. Sorry, I have such bad book habits, but I want to apologise to all the women I've called pretty before I've called them intelligent or brave. I'm sorry I made it sound as though something as simple as what you're born with is the most you have to be proud of, when your spirit has crushed mountains. From now on I will say things like, you are resilient or you are extraordinary. Not because I don't think you're pretty, but because I think you're so much more. Yeah, baby. And yeah, so there's like some really sad ones at the start. It's just, I love it. It's great. I love these books because I read them, poetry books like this, in like one sitting, and I'll like cry and it'll put me in like a right like emotional deep mood. I just think poetry is good for you. I just think everybody should read a bit of poetry every now and then. Would 10 out of 10 recommend this. So I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Next, EU law. Don't like EU law, but I like it more than public law so far, so this is what you get for doing a law degree when you have no interest in politics. Turns out they pay a lot of attention to politics. Who knew? Yeah, again, another revision guide. I've tabbed a couple of things, like the leading case on state liability. It is what it is. I read that. That took me forever. Okay, and then I'm doing an honourable mention because I haven't finished it. I'm in one of those phases where like all I want to read is Sarah J Maas books. I think that's because of Book Talk, like reminding me of it all the time. But I go through these phases where like I could read really great books or be introduced to really great books, but if it's not the one thing that I want to read, I have no interest. But I'm determined to finish this because it is a good book. I just hit some kind of pressure point on my knee. It is a good book and I do want to read it. And so this is Burn by Patrick Ness, and I'm this much through it, if that means anything to you. And I've never read anything by Patrick Ness, mainly because I for some reason had in my head I don't like his books, and I don't remember why that was. I think it was either one like the one that's got monster in the title or the one that's like got knife in the title. They all freak me out, like the titles of his books, A Monster Calls and The Knife I've Never Let Him Go. They really freak me out. They really freak me out. And anything I've heard people talk like about them, like magical realism, normally isn't my jam. But this is about dragons, amongst other things, dragons and humans. So it is kind of set in our way. It's like a cross between magical realism and like dystopian, I guess, because it's loosely based on our world, but like a lot has changed. And I am enjoying it so far, and it gives me the like cover gives me very autumnal vibes. Like imagine that with like a candle next to it and like a mug of tea. So I'm determined to read it, and this is the book that I got in my Books for the Conscience September box, I think. That's the book box that my friends run, Katie and Joe, and every month they obviously pick you a book out of like 5 book options. So if you already have it or you don't want that one, you want a different one, they have like read all the books, rated them, and through your preferences and what you want to read more of, they will pick a book for you and send it to you that month. And their like main deal is that a certain percentage of what you set, like the money that you pay them, goes to a different charity each month. So they spend their time like researching different charities, and each month they pick one that they want to focus on, and all the charitable proceeds from that month go towards that particular charity. And in your little like package you get a little sheet that tells you all about that charity and stuff. So I think it's great. Obviously they're my mates and I just love them. I think it's the best idea ever. So I'm determined to finish it because it's a good book. And I think my one from this month is meant to have arrived, but I'm self-isolating. so I can't go pick it up from the post office. Woohoo! But I'm sure by the time this goes up I will have it, and I don't even remember what it is, but at this point I don't want to spoil it for myself. I also have loads of other books that I've bought. I had Waterstones points, okay, and other books that I bought in summer that I've just not got around to reading, so I don't need to buy any more books, because I do have about 10 books here that I need to read. But the next one, we are manifesting it, is this. I'll be so disappointed if I don't finish this. But yeah, that is all from me for today. Let's hope that I actually edit it and get it up, and like my procrastination is useful. But yeah, no, I do just want to say, for anyone that cares, the Law Masters I'm doing is intense. It's the key modules from a 3-year law undergraduate degree and a master's dissertation crushed into 9 months. So like, I a lot of times don't have time to film, don't have time to edit. The spare time that I do have, I'm like want to either spend with my family, eat, shower, and maybe watch an episode of TV and go to bed. That's it. Like, I wake up at 6:30 every day. I try to be doing work by 8 if I'm like going out to do work, or if I'm in doing work. Sometimes I'll try and like obviously work in the morning, have lunch, work in the afternoon, have dinner. 3 nights a week I do things. On Sunday I go to church, on Monday evening I do football, and Tuesdays I normally have a student group, and then all the other nights of the week are free. One of those nights I might make a social plan with a friend, all the other nights I'm studying as well. So it's about my priorities, and I love YouTube, I really, really do, but spare time will be more likely going on being able to squeeze in seeing a friend or my family than YouTube videos. So I do apologise in advance, but that's why there's a lot of vlogs, just because obviously this is a year I want to remember and I want to make note of, and I know that when I was looking at doing the MA law there weren't that many videos about it, so I would like to film videos about that when I can, and like follow me through exam seasons and stuff. But yeah, that's just a little explanation as to why I might be gone. Yeah, that is all from me for today. I'm gonna love you and leave you. I hope you all had an amazing day, and I will see you hopefully next Monday, fingers crossed, with another video. Bye.